This is Twit.
Are you wearing your Mobvoi TicWatch Pro 4G right now? Yes, you are.
I am. I am wearing the 4G right now. I've been wearing it for a couple of weeks now. It's the second of the TicWatch Pros because I have the original one too. Actually, no, that's in the box right now. But yeah, I've been wearing TicWatches for, I want to say, a year and a half now. And I'm just still in love with the hybrid display, especially at the theme parks. Like, you will kill your battery checking your notifications all the time or checking how many steps you've been walking around Epcot and how many miles. Oh, I've walked 6 miles so far. Holy crap, it's not even dinner time yet. True story, I walked 6.6 miles both days this weekend, walking around the Magic Kingdom and Epcot playing Wizards United. And this watch was the watch that was tracking that for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. So you've had this for a little while now. You actually posted a review of this watch last week on AndroidCentral.com. Like, after using the original and then using this, the kind of the sequel, what would you say are some of the highlight improvements between the two watches?
It's double the RAM, and it feels a little bit faster when it's waking back up and when it's switching between apps, which I use Google Keep on my watch a lot when I'm like grocery shopping, because checking your watch for your grocery list instead of having to pull out your phone between aisles is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, especially when you're not pushing around a cart and just have a little hand basket. But I also like it because they've upgraded some of the tick health. Well, I think they call it tick. I think they expanded tick health and they have tick exercise now. So they've expanded some of that. And I haven't been doing as much quote unquote, regular exercising. I mostly just walk around theme parks and see how high my heart rate gets on roller coasters and just walking around in the heat. But I've enjoyed having the 24-hour heart rate tracking. I've enjoyed being able to walk around the parks when it's raining and really, really wet and not having to worry about this taking any damage. Being able to be like, okay, the watch only has 50% battery, but I have, with the dual layer screen, it just sips battery. So I'll just put it into theater mode and just use the regular, the LCD display. So there, theater mode. And I just love the way that the display.
Oh yeah.
The LCD, like the retro display, but it's still tracking my steps. It's still tracking my heart rate, and it's giving me the time. And if I need my apps, I can just. There we go.
There you go. Nice. And then you switch over, and in doing that, you end up getting basically the features that you're looking for when you're walking around, the tracking, step counting, and all that. But you also get the battery benefits of the different display. That's great.
Yeah, because half the reason that I love wearing a watch around is for Smart Unlock for my phone.
Oh, okay.
Because my watch will keep my phone unlocked, and my phone will keep my Chromebook unlocked.
It's a house of cards, really. Now, why did Mobvoi opt for last year's Wear 2100 instead of the newer Wear 3100 processor?
I don't know. I really wish they had upgraded to the new model. I think that for this model, they went with what they still knew, and it was easier for them to adapt and keep it in the same shape and keep it with most of the same specs. While still getting the 4G radios in there. So it was easier for them to work with what they already knew, because they've had, I think, 6 watches now with the Wear 2100.
Okay. So it's a known quantity at that point, but they would have gotten...
It's a known quantity for them.
It would have gotten even better battery performance, because that's one of the highlights of the 3100 as well.
I mean, it's 9:30 and I'm at 70%. So
still not shabby.
Wow. It sips. It very much sips battery life. Like, the only ways to kill the only ways that we've been able to kill this battery in like a single afternoon is when you use LTE and GPS at the same time. Mm-hmm. So if you're just using GPS, it'll run it down a little bit. If you're just using LTE, it'll run it down a little bit. But things don't get crazy unless you're using both at the same time for like a rigorous bike ride while streaming music.
Okay. And this is LTE on Verizon only, right? This doesn't use LTE on any of the other networks.
Yeah, it's Verizon only right now, so it's just Verizon LTE, and it's an eSIM The number share would be is a great feature for this watch. I haven't personally been able to test it yet, but I've had coworkers who contributed on this review with me, and they've been able to use number share with it.
Okay.
And I feel like number share is the best use for LTE on a watch, period. Because like, I'm just going to the water park for the afternoon. I don't want to bring my phone with me and have it get wet. I'll just forward my calls to my watch and just take that.
That's great. I like that a lot. And you don't even have to worry about, keeping your phone at your in a locker or at your towel or whatever, and hope that
you just have to bring Bluetooth. You just have to bring a waterproof headset for having your calls sound decent. Because I feel like even with most people won't notice that much. They'll just think you're in an area with low connectivity. But at the same time, the Dick Tracy watch calls don't really have that much of a place in 2019.
Yeah, especially even though they used to be the vision of the future.
So. Yeah, but that vision of the future probably includes an earbud for
some sort. Yeah, that probably
because you don't want to
makes
just
a lot more sense. No, talking into your phone, your phone watch.
My social
they tried
security
that.
number is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
are you
discreet?
To
get into the accounts, honey. Here it
is. There's no way to be discreet. That's for sure.
No.
So your full review is up at Android Central. Anyone that wants to read the full review of the Mobvoi TicWatch Pro 4G can do that. AndroidCentral.com. Awesome stuff. We had not had much about this watch on the show before, so I'm happy that you could talk about it.
I've enjoyed wearing it, and I'm going to enjoy wearing it for as long as they let me because, battery and easy to read in the Florida sun.
Yeah, right on.